What's up, folks? Welcome to another edition of the Panthers Fan Talk. I am Eric. With me, as always, all the days, is Will.
It's week 6 edition. I couldn't remember what week it was. Thursday night game coming up got me all mixed. Week 6 edition of the Panther Fan Talk. Got the Wentz wagon rolling into Bank of America.
The Wentz wagon?
Wentz wagon, that's what they call it up in Philly. That's what I hear from the Kane and Ice show.
Gotcha.
Big ups to our guys over there. Former affiliates with our other past shows. But yeah, the Wentz wagon rolling into Bank of America. One of the best young quarterbacks in the league, going against a guy that's been possibly the best quarterback in the league the last couple of weeks.
Superman himself.
Cam Newton has returned. And Thursday night, it's always a crazy game ever since they started it. Starting with the color rush uniforms and the play on the field, it's been going everywhere. So, first thoughts on Eagles versus Panthers?
I think it's going to be a good game, man, and it's also a quick turnaround for us. You know, we played Detroit Sunday at 1, and now we're coming back to Carolina to play the Eagles at 8 o'clock Thursday night. So, you know, it's a quick turnaround. But, yeah, this matchup's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a good game, but I was looking over some Eagles stats and noticing that their secondary is not very good at all. I think it may be the worst in the league, if I'm not mistaken, or at least close to worst. But another really good run defense team with the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's going to be interesting to see if we can get the run game going against somebody that tough. And it's going to also be interesting to see how our offensive line holds up against their defensive line.
I think we had a good test last week, great test last week as far as run defense.
Good.
Glad you brought up that we're going against another top run defense. I think they're second in the league run defense. They're at least top 5, and they're tenacious, they're vicious, whatever words you want to throw in there.
The Eagles are second in the run defense.
But we showed last week that we can get stuffed in the run game and still put up points.
Right.
Cam's been on fire, as I mentioned earlier. His last 2 games, he's like 78% passing, 77% passing. He's 6 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 rushing touchdown.
Killing it.
Over 700 yards passing. He's been unbelievable. So they're a stop the run team. They're a run first team. As you mentioned, they're lacking in pass protection, even though Pro Football Focus has Robinson listed as the best corner in per down passing. But we can take advantage with our big receivers who have been playing great, Funchess and Benjamin. And maybe our misdirection offense can confuse their defensive, run stuffing abilities. So,
you know what's interesting is, and who might come up big again this week and just came out of freaking nowhere, is freaking Ed Dixon, man. That dude,
you know what?
freaking 175 yards against the Lions. Who saw that coming? And I mean, the dude played freaking great. So if he can have another game close to that, man, I feel real good about this game. Like you said, Cam's been going off. It's the return of Superman. He's back, folks. Freaking Superman's back. He's come to save us, and freaking in the nick of time. 4-1 feels pretty good. 5-1 would feel even better. I'm ready to win back to South, man. I'm ready to clip the wings of these Eagles, come away with a victory.
I don't see Dixon obviously put up 175 yards again. I don't see him really doing half of that.
The unsung hero.
What I do think he could do, he had 5 catches, and they were all big, not just in yardage, but big times. If he can come in, make some 3rd down conversions for us, get us first down catches for 9 yards, give us good down in distance, assuming we actually decide to pass the ball first down for a change, that'd be cool. Cam's one of the highest rated in the league, and even was back when we were struggling with first down passer rating, so hopefully we can utilize that a little more. I know against Detroit, we won the game, and you got to keep them guessing. But that run on first down straight up the gut over and over with Stewart didn't work, and it's not going to work this week. So I'd like to see us mix that up. I have liked the play calling a lot better.
Yeah.
But as far as Philadelphia and their offense, and you mentioned a tight end for us playing big, they've got Zach Ertz who's been just tearing it up.
Yeah.
And it was a position, tight end, that in the past we struggled with, the early days of the Panthers. But we've got 3 of the best cover linebackers in football. However, our strong safety isn't very great in coverage. Bird, though, came in last week and actually played some pretty good minutes. And that's going to be a key matchup. How do you see us facing against Zach Ertz?
Yeah, like you said, man, Zach Ertz has had a monster freaking year so far. He leads the tight ends, I believe, in yards? Question mark. But like you said, Luke Kuechly, as long as he's healthy, because he looked a little, limpy, gimpish. I don't know what you want to say last week. Thomas Davis, another freaking stud cover linebacker, and obviously Shaq Thompson, probably the faster of the 3.
He's been phenomenal this year.
Yeah. I mean, I like our cover linebackers against Zach Ertz, but he's been playing great. We definitely got to look out for him. Nelson Aguilar is their leading wide receiver. Like, as far as yards go, it's not really that impressive, but, they've got talent, man.
Plays.
Yeah, and then you add in Alshon Jeffrey, who can just, freaking change the game in one catch.
I was watching some of the Eagles game last week during commercials for the Panthers and whatnot, and I believe it was Aguilar, and I could be mixing this up, but hit dude with the spin move and then the juke back to the sideline. God, dog. He freaking destroyed that cat. So hopefully you don't do that to us. That was embarrassing. But their big game plan this year for Philadelphia has been stop the run, as we mentioned, and then run the ball. And that's going to bring LeGarrette Blount to the forefront. 5.8 yards a carry is nothing to mess with. However, I think we've got the perfect formula for that in Starr and Short. Blunt's a big boy. He's going to try to just power through.
Right.
And I don't think this is the team you're going to power through. I think you lose that battle. And we've proved it in the past. We had the record for most consecutive games without allowing 100 yards rushing. Of course, that got broken last season. But this year, it appears to be back. Tons of attacks. Let's try that one again. Tons of smack talk. Tons of smack talk last week by Detroit fans, even analysts on Fox locking up that Abdullah from Detroit was going to hit us with 100 yards.
Right.
Caught that trash all week, and then they came out and put up a 50 number, between them. And they looked like they had a good day. Like, that was impressive for them, and they only got 50 yards. So I think we lock up LeGarrette Blount and company.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like, just like you said, I think LeGarrette Blount and those power rushes kind of play into our hand, because freaking Starr and Short, they ain't nothing to mess with, man.
Yeah.
And then you add in our linebackers again with Kuechly and Davis and Shaq Thompson coming up and, making big tackles. I mean, you're not going to find another NFL team with a linebacker core like that. I mean, that's not just coming from a homer. That's just freaking stats. You can look it up.
Yeah, that's facts.
So,
we're not dishing out homerisms.
No, we're not here to be.
We're handing out spoilers.
We're here to educate you, just like we did the Lions fans last year. So if you Philly, if you want to know about your team, just check us out right here. I bet the Fed talk.
So again, Wentz. To go back to him, he's been having a really nice season.
Yeah.
However, shout out to my boy Two-Wheel Panther. He brought up a stat earlier. Wentz has thrown a pick in every away game. And as you know, they're going to be away. So that could play into our hands if he keeps that streak going. And like I said, I think he's one of the best young quarterbacks out. But quick turnaround. They're not going to have a ton of time to prepare.
Yeah.
I like Cam Newton in that situation. As far as if you're going to take a quarterback without a lot of time to prep, you're going to want somebody with a big arm, athletic ability, improv opportunities. I mean, he's got to be the guy, and so I like us winning that matchup, but that's no discredit to Wentz. Overall, though, I think we've got the better team. We've got the better talent. They're struggling on the back end. We're excelling in the passing game. They're run first offense, and we're a stuff the run defense. I don't like the turnaround for guys like Peppers, who took a whole week to recover last week. A guy like Kuechly, who was clearly injured, even though nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
But overall, I like us in this matchup. I do think, I mean, at this point, the way we just let teams come back anyways, it's hard to say you're going to hold anybody to a low score.
Yeah.
But I think Cam comes out, shows out at home, and I think we win it 35-28.
It's a pretty good prediction. You know, I like to point out the Philadelphia Eagles' schedule so far, who they played. The Redskins, who, I mean, it's a decent team to beat them. The Giants, who hasn't won a game yet, so I mean, you know, that's whatever. They played the Chargers, who also haven't won a game, and they barely beat them. They barely beat the Giants.
3 points and
They
4 points.
they got beat, I believe, by Kansas City by a touchdown.
Yep, 7 points.
And then they just destroyed the Arizona Cardinals.
400 points.
Well, against like an old 9-year-old Carson Palmer, who, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, we broke them. They ain't been good since we destroyed them in the playoff game.
But I believe I'm going to go with the score being, I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close. I think we're going to go 31-21.
So there you have it. I'm assuming you're taking the Panthers in that 31-21.
Panthers win 31-21. Lock it up. Place your bets.
So there you have it. Take it to the bank, apparently. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely hit us up in the comments if you had something, you know, you'd like to say or
Anything I want to say?
point
man,
out, like the good old Lions fans, Hillbilly, etc. And check us out. Hit us up on Twitter.
I'm at Eric the 6'5", and we're at Panther Fan Talk.
And right here each week on YouTube, Panther Fan Talk. As always,
Keep
pounding.